It's all close range stuff. So, Ams is in his stance. This usually comes off a missed hook or a hook that's landed, or I've just close distance. Jab, cross hook. What happens is, as he throws that hook, I kind of move in on him and kind of shoulder to shoulder now. So his left arm is across his body, my left arm is across my body, his right hand up, my right hand up, so we're matching stance. So we both end up like this. Left arm across the body, right hand up, chin down, shoulder to shoulder. This is kind of his close range boxing situation. And he's going to use his shoulder to bump me backwards. Cross across. Now, you can go back a little bit, or you can actually take the whole shoulder back and then bang it forward. Especially if your partner's short than you, right onto their nose. So bang, smack him in the eye, and then cross, hook, cross. But for training, he's just going to, I'm going to put the pad here, he's going to do it on the pad. Jab, cross, hook. So his shoulder goes against the pad, he moves it backwards, bumps him backwards, cross, hook, cross. Let's just see the gap there, do it again, jab, cross, hook. Both move in, stop. So he moves his shoulder back to make space, bangs me with that shoulder, cross, hook, cross. That's quite a strong shot if you know how to use your body weight and that. Pop him with your body weight. Relax your shoulder, keep this arm here, hit him with your shoulder. The second option is to use your elbow. So this is a little bit cheeky, but if my elbow is above his, I can pull my elbow back and hit with my elbow. Not like a tie elbow, more with the forearm going out this way. It's kind of like a chicken wing elbow, goes back. Now if I hit him with the solar plexus, it wins him as it moves him back as well. So it's a little shot that's quite nice to add into what you're doing. That's called an elbow bump. Jab, cross hook, shoulder to shoulder. His left elbow comes back and he bumps me backwards with it. So he retracts his left elbow and does it with the elbow rather than the shoulder. 1, 2, 3. Shoulder to shoulder, pull it back, hit. Good. Spin around so the ladies and gents can see the technique. Jab, cross hook, shoulder to shoulder. His left elbow comes back a bit, bumps me backwards. So Ams is getting quite a good bit of power on this. It's designed to knock me off balance, possibly win me with that elbow. The next thing he's going to do is knee bump. So jab, cross hook. We go shoulder to shoulder. If our knees are touching, he can use his left knee to off balance me, open up my guard and shift me across. It's like you're throwing a hook. What you do is you use the inside of your knee to bump their knee across, which will open up for an uppercut. Jab, cross hook. Shoulder to shoulder. Watch his mechanics. Turns his knee in, brings my head across. Uppercut, hook, cross. Opens up my guard, swings me out of position, widens my stance, brings my head down. Uppercut, hook, cross. Jab, cross, hook, shoulder to shoulder. Knee bump, uppercut, hook, cross. Too fast. Let's do it a bit slower. Jab, cross, hook, shoulder to shoulder. Left knee turns. It's like you're doing a hook, so you come up on the ball of your foot and you rotate that knee in. That will throw me off balance. Uppercut, hook, cross. So that's his next option from that sort of dirty boxing range. So he's done a shoulder bump, he's done a knee bump, he's done an elbow bump. He also can use the shoulder to lift my chin up. Jab, cross hook. If I'm tired and I'm kind of resting my head on his shoulder, he just drops his shoulder underneath my chin, lifts it up, and then cross hook, kind of placing my head in a position where you can hit it. So sometimes in this kind of grueling inside work, you get a bit tired, you're resting on your partner, and he can just use that shoulder to pop my head up. Jab, cross hook, shoulder to shoulder. If I'm kind of here, just drop down, lift, cross hook, cross. So that's one way of using it to lift the chin. From there, he's also got different types of punches he can do. He can do a hinge punch, which is the left hook coming down across the body, hitting me, and then going back on the inside of the body. Jab, cross, hook. Well, shoulder to shoulder. His left arm's going to drop down and do a short, tight hook here, boom, and then back in. Usually best to go thumb up, I think, for this short hook like this. Jab, cross, hook. Shoulder to shoulder, left arm comes down, left hook, and then he can go shoulder bump to make this hook. So follow up with a cross hook, cross. So it's just a nice, tight inside hook. So I can go here to the body, I can rock it back and go up to his head. He can go one to the body, one to the head, so it just allows him to throw that left hook in. Shoulder bump afterwards. Shoulder bump. Cross. Okay? So it's all close range punching from this sort of distance. You also have the behind the neck punch. This was taught to me by Owen Osborne, a very good kickboxing friend of mine. It's a fun punch, not a knockout punch, it's just something cool to add into sparring. Definitely not legal for boxing. Jab, cross, hook. Over shoulder to shoulder. What I do is I bend my knees and I punch behind my own neck. It's a silly shot. It's not designed to knock him out. It's something I just do for fun now and then to mix into his spine. So he bends his knees, punches straight behind his own head, not over your head, behind your neck. Yes, exactly. So don't go over, you just punch directly behind your own neck. Very, very silly punch. If you do it in boxing, they're going to tell you off, so don't do it. Jab, cross hook. But for kickboxing MMA, it's a good fun shot to add in. Shoulder bump. Cross hook. Next, we're looking at an elbow scoop or an elbow lift. When we're in this shoulder to shoulder position, if my hand is above Ams's arm, I can scoop his arm by just moving backwards a little bit, pulling it away from his body, and then I can throw the uppercut to the ribs or go underneath his armpit to his head. If my hand is underneath his arm, I can pull his elbow out from his body, uppercut again. So this is an elbow scoop or an elbow lift. Jab, cross hook. We're shoulder to shoulder. Ams's arm is underneath my arm, so he turns his palm up, puts it on my elbow, lifts it away from my body, uppercut, hip pad, cross hook, cross. Okay, let's do it again. Slow. Jab, cross hook. Shoulder to shoulder. Left arm. Wait. Ams's arm is underneath my arm. So all he does is he takes his glove from here and turns it palm up and just pulls my elbow using that little cup he's got in his glove with the hook with the fingers. Pulls my elbow away from my body. Uppercut. Cross hook. Cross. However, jab, cross hook. If his arm is above my arm when we go in, so it's higher than my arm, he takes a little rock back and scoops it out the way like he's scooping a kick. Uppercut. Cross hook, cross. He wants to keep hold of this scoop here to keep me off balance so I can't turn to face him. Uppercut. And then he can throw over the top like that. So that's an elbow scoop or an elbow lift. He also has the option of head pulling. So jab, cross hook, shoulder to shoulder. His left arm is going to drop down and grab the back of my head. Keep the right hand up. Notice how he's kind of squeezing my head. Steps forward with his right leg and pulls me behind him. Cross hook. So this is a good way of escaping the corner or just throwing your partner off balance during the clinching game. Jab, cross hook, shoulder to shoulder, left hand drops down, grab the head, pull, step forward with your right leg and pull him off balance. Very good. And just keeping his knee in contact with my knee, which is really good because it stops me stepping out. You don't have to, so I can just do this with him, step and turn him. But if you put this knee here at the same time, it throws him off balance more. But that's more of an advanced move. Jab, cross hook, shoulder to shoulder, hand comes down, spin, woo, cross, cross. The last one's called the head weave. You do this if you're shorter than your partner. So Ams is taller than me, so it won't quite look right. But jab, cross hook, shoulder to shoulder. I put the pad underneath my head. What he does is he bobs and weaves and puts his head underneath the pad. So he kind of ducks down a little bit, lifts my head up, cross across. So what he's doing is using his head to prop my head up and lift it up high and then hit them. Let's go with hook, cross hook. Jab, cross hook. We move in. If Ams was a bit shorter, you've got to be shorter. This is good for a shorter person to just put their head underneath the chin and then follow hook, cross hook as you're moving backwards. Because it forces my head up, puts me on my toes, stops me backpedaling and moves my hands away from my head. Head weave. Jab, cross hook. In, drop down your head, lift, cross hook. This is not a head butt. He's not trying to upward headbutt me. He will get disqualified. He's just got to put his head in and kind of lift. This is very good for MMA. It's very good technique for MMA. So that's a little bit on dirty boxing and different variations you can do in that clinch range.